Hi, my name is Natalie Tanner and I served as the VP of Communications this year. How would I explain this role to my grandma? First, everything I did connected back to the mission statement that I set for myself and my team this year, which was to ensure that every student voice was heard, valued, and celebrated. My job was to make sure all the platforms and the processes were in place for students to communicate with each other, to connect and engage in all the amazing opportunities that the MBAA and the program overall have to offer. And the way I like to think about all of that is in my role, my team and I, our job was to make sure that everything was in place for all other MBAA teams and clubs to be successful. So with that, it all starts with strong communication. What does a typical week look like for me? My particular role changes as the school year progresses, so each week looks a little different. Definitely my role was more front-loaded at the beginning of the year as we were getting people set up in Slack, answering questions, hosting workshops so people know how to use Slack in their accounts. And so after a while, the Slack itself and the donut bot, those things kind of start running themselves, which is really nice. Otherwise, throughout the year, we're always tracking cup points. We run the MBAA Cup Challenge, and so we announce the winning team. We create the teams and announce the winning teams at the end of the year. So everything connected to cup points, that's our team. We also run the Google Calendar, which we approached a little bit differently this year. We transitioned off of Facebook and started an MBAA LinkedIn and ran that instead, and that was really cool to get that off the ground. We're working on some major changes to the MBAA website. So the new website should be live really soon, which we're excited about. We also supported clubs in their efforts to plan and promote events, and so not just administratively, here's what you should put on the calendar, but here's how to think about your event, how to include activities to engage students better, maybe even incorporate some cup points for challenges, individual or team challenges. We also sent out the weekly swag updates via Slack, and a lot of other things that just connect to calendar, Slack, cup points, any internal platforms that we use to communicate as students, anything in place that helps people communicate that is connected to our team. What I love about this role is it's a great way to meet so many people in the program really quickly. And there's a lot of flexibility to shape the role how you want to, which I really loved. I had a lot of new ideas coming into my role that I got to just run with, which was super fun. My comm team and I, we did a lot of things this year that previous teams had never done before. And I'll still be the first to tell you that there's a lot that can still be done so much better. There's stuff that we should do, stuff we shouldn't do. And so I'm really excited to see where the next person takes the MBAA comm team. I have two pieces of advice for this role. First, I really encourage taking a step back and setting a mission for yourself in the year. As VP of Communications, that's pretty open-ended and a little bit ambiguous, and because you get to shape the direction you want to take this role, I think it's really important to get clear on what you want your legacy to be, starting with day one. And so that was really key and helpful to me. I really do think that 1 or 2 accomplished goals is much better than 10 goals that you barely touch and you can barely juggle. The year goes by really fast. And another thing is to really get to know as many people as you can as quickly as you can. And so literally right as each cohort is starting their program, going through orientation, I was really intentional about scheduling myself into their orientation presentations and just introducing myself, reaching out on LinkedIn, reaching out to everybody in Slack, making sure they had what they needed to get set up. It was a lot of work at the beginning, but just even 2 or 3 weeks into the school year, having some kind of context and knowing a little bit about every single person in the full-time program was really key and really helped me, I think, do my job better, just knowing a little bit about everyone. And so get to know as many people as you can as fast as you can, and that is my advice.
I think that the VP of Communications role is extremely important, and that Natalie did an incredible job really building out a great team. That's what I was most impressed with, and I think that the way that they offered help to each of the chairs in making sure that their events were broadcast across multiple channels was really fantastic and is something that we absolutely need within the program.